Hi, my name is Hazem Gaber, and today we're going to be talking about ChatGPT. We're going to have some hands-on uh, learning on seeing how ChatGPT works. I decided we should dive into ChatGPT right away because it's in the news. It's really popular and can give you some hands-on experience in what AI can actually do. So we're also going to look at DALI 3, which is an app that's part of ChatGPT now, and it allows us to do image development. What is ChatGPT? Well, it's an app or a bot that lets you talk to it just like in a human conversation. It does admit to its mistakes, and it always asks you a question to keep the conversation going. So if we go to OpenAI website, so www.openai.com, that's a manufacturer of ChatGPT, and we can see some research and development. So if you want to use ChatGPT, you just click the linky here, and it'll open a new tab, and you'll have to log in. So you can create an account, and you can see all the previous ChatGPT chats that you've had. The current version is ChatGPT 3.5, but the next version that's coming out is ChatGPT 4. And the first thing that you want to do once you've created an account, you can't use ChatGPT 4 unless you pay $20 a month. So it talks faster, and it's got new plugins, but it's actually limited to 50 messages every 3 hours unless you buy the enterprise version. So if you buy the enterprise version, the enterprise version gives you unlimited high-speed talking with ChatGPT 4. It lets you have longer input, so you can ask it much more detailed questions or give it more details. You've also got analytics and APIs. APIs are very important here. So if you want to make money off of ChatGPT, what you want to do is integrate the technology into your own application. So say you have a website with live help. You want to create a live help bot. Then you don't actually need the brains of the bot. You just have ChatGPT, but it looks like your website. And you do that through an API. So what happens is somebody types some content into your website, the content travels to the ChatGPT system over the internet. The ChatGPT analyzes the conversation, sends a response back to your website, and then that goes back to your user. So it can go through a website, an app, a billboard, any type of technology where you want to give a user a human-like conversation. Works well with ChatGPT. And to do that part, you have to go down here to API. So if we click on API, you just set up an API account, and so put in your email address and your password. You'll have a much longer password now. So we'll set up our oh, I already have an account, so we'll log back in here. Wrong password, it says. So let's log in. So this is the OpenAI backend. So you can build your own ChatGPT application. So we call that. So you can click on GPT, and you can look at the code required to build ChatGPT into your application. So there's different functions. You can write it in JavaScript. So JavaScript object notation, that's how the data travels back to the system. There's a lot of details out here. We can learn how to use a Whisper, which is a speech to text, we can use a speech to text system. We can learn about moderation. So one of the things that we have to be careful about is we can't use ChatGPT for anything that violates the policy. So anything illegal, anything hateful or harassing, malware, weapons, gambling, payday lending, uh, deciding on whether someone should get a job based on their data, uh, anything fraudulent, adult, lobbying, politics, privacy rights, facial recognition of people, uh, biometrics, legal advice. There's been cases where lawyers use ChatGPT to write legal documents and file them in court. They got into trouble. Um, Financial advice, determining whether someone has a health condition, uh, government decision making such as immigration or law enforcement, and they must also any type of consumer facing system has to have um, a disclaimer that AI is being used when it's generating news, when it's medical, financial, or legal. And yeah, so if you guys want to learn more about the API, or if you want me to make a video about the API, let me know, and we'll do that. So we've got a number of different plugins that let us give uh, real-time information. So we can do things like give you sports scores, stock prices, the news, company docs, book a flight automatically, order food, all kinds of stuff. And that works through this model, through the user interface. So, speaking of that, we go back to our bot. Basically, we just have to say hi to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will say, "How can I assist you today?" So it creates a user request. It doesn't really have much of a summary, but we can say, for example, "How are you?" And the ChatGPT says, "I don't have any feelings, but I can help you." So I could ask a question, for example, like, "Who is George Clooney?" And then it's basically scraping the internet, and it put out a so the last knowledge update for ChatGPT was September 2021. So um you can't it's not aware of public information after September 2021. That's one of its limitations. So if you ask it, for example, it learns from your conversation. So say, "Who am I?" It says, "I don't know who you are," basically. So if I say, "My name is Hazem Gaber," then if I now it knows my name. So if I say, "Who am I?" Uh, now it knows who I am. Um, should Where do penguins live? So I spelled penguins wrong, but it figured out where penguins are, and it's giving me data. Who won the Oilers game yesterday? So it doesn't have any real-time information, so it can't really help us with that. What is the best car to buy? So it won't like endorse a specific product, even if we try to trick it. But we're gonna look at some tips and tricks in the next video. So if you have any questions, post a comment, please, and we'll make a video about it. Thank you.